Hey, it's Stark11 with more Xenoblade Sightseeing, this time for Xenoblade 2 Torna the Golden Country. This is a series where I just go around admiring how gorgeous the Xenoblade games are, looking around at my favorite viewpoints. So, first one is starting off at the very beginning of Torna, Lasario Woodland. Also, I never noticed how much wind physics is here. You notice a lot more when you just stand still and look at things. So this whole area is just so incredibly detailed. They really went all out on making this. This singular location might be probably the best looking, most detailed place in a game ever. And even on handheld mode with the resolution tanking, still looks amazing. This is one area where you're honestly not sure if you should be looking up or looking down because both the skyline with all the trees and the incredibly detailed ground are both just really nice to look at. So on to the next area. So the view here is pretty cool, though it's also kind of bland, but then you look up and honestly, almost every single viewpoint from Torna, no matter where you stand, everything is some of the best looking places. And this forest path is also really nice. Also, I'm going to skip over Gormott because there's not exactly any really new viewpoints there. There's just less viewpoints than in the base game. So, just gonna skip over showing anything in Gormott because there's not really anything different to see in Gormott compared to Gormott and Xenoblade 2. I mean, it's different, but there's no real sites that are exactly new to it. It's just more wilderness than it is in Xenoblade 2. So, looking out at the plains in Aletta, it's another really nice viewpoint. Also, the way the Tornan Titan moves out in the background. Literally, the only real problem with Torna is just that it doesn't quite go long enough and doesn't give you enough options. Of course, it is DLC, some of the biggest DLC in history, but that's really just a testament to how good it is that it seems like there needs to be even more of it. Like, I easily would have paid another $10 for Torna if it was even bigger. And already it's the size of a $60 game for just about $30 itself. So more views of the plains out there. Hyber Village, another really nice looking forest area. Actually, I'd probably say that the lack of options in your party is a bigger issue than the length of the game itself, because it is pretty replayable, except for the fact that it would just be a lot more replayable if you could switch things up each playthrough instead of having to use the same things every single time. And it's raining here, so it kind of dampens how good it looks. Let's see if I can quickly change that to sun. Okay, that's a little better. Oh, nice. It's twilight now, so that makes the desert look even better. Since Torna is kind of small, that's probably why they just put so much detail into every little thing, and why there's really no boring viewpoints at all. Doesn't matter where you stand, everything is a great viewpoint, so it makes it especially hard to find the best views. Would save time if I could just skip travel to the Verdant Fairylands. Also kind of funny how this area is called the Verdant Fairylands, but then you have an even more Fairy Core style area over on Turquoise Plateau over there instead. Granted, Verdant Fairylands is a still pretty fitting name for this. Lofton Nature Preserve, another really great looking place. And this is running pretty long now, so I guess I'll split this into two videos and show. Actually, there's only a couple spots left. I think I can make it in. Just gonna have this running a bit long. Okay, so rain good for this area now. That was actually pretty fitting. So for natural views, this area is probably my favorite in Torna. You got the sakura trees and bluegrass, coral. Actually, this is just my favorite view in Torna overall. Easily the best looking place. And you get a nice view of the desert from up here too. Now for the last of my favorite places is views in Oresco. So Oresco is what inspired me to make a Japanese-style city in Animal Crossing, and I've got some new Oresco-based areas coming up in Animal Crossing that I'm going to show soon. So the view of this gate. Favorite place in Oresco is probably these streets here. I just wish you didn't have NPCs talking so much and blocking it out. And Oresco also looks really nice at night, so I'll show these at nighttime too. Yeah, I think Oresco looks a bit better at night because of all the lights. And lastly, Oresco Palace, which is one of the new areas in Animal Crossing that I've got. I've got my house remade into the gardens here in front of Oresco Palace. It's not complete accuracy because of space limitations, but it does look similar and it was heavily referenced by it. The main difference is that I don't have the Zen garden here in the front of it. Instead, I have that off to the side in Animal Crossing. So that's it for Sightseeing in Torna. I've still got to do Sightseeing in Definitive Edition and Future Connected again. Well, I never did Future Connected to begin with, and with Definitive Edition, I only did it through screenshots instead of gameplay footage, so I've still got to do that through gameplay footage. But, see you next time!